All right, everybody. Let's get started. Okay, so good morning and good Monday. Hopefully, everyone had a good holiday weekend for Thanksgiving. For those who don't celebrate Thanksgiving, hopefully you still had a good weekend. All right, so let's just start off today with a quick recap of some of the things that happened on uh, Friday. Now, not a lot happened. There were only two stocks on the radar pre-market on Friday. But let me just go over some stocks that did actually move pretty well. So there they are on the screen. CTSH was one, as you can see on the 25th. ENSC was another, and Coupa was a third. Now, one of the members in the good morning. One of the members in the coaching room mentioned Coupa. Coupa's been on my radar, but didn't do much pre-market on that day, but just started to move afterwards. So sometimes you have situations like that where the stock doesn't really do much, then all of a sudden it starts to move. So looking down the list here, ENSC, we can see here on the 25th, starting at 8:30 my time, 9:30 Eastern, which is right where my crosshairs are. They start to move later on. Now, I did miss this one, ironically, because for some reason I just didn't notice it until it was too late. But that was a very nice move up, taking it from 345 up to over $4. Then after that, proceeded to sell off. Okay, next up, I did mention Coupa, which was a name that's been on our list because of a recent jump in its price. So you can see here on the 23rd, the price had jumped. If you look here on the 25th, right, where is 8:30? Right there. On the 25th, the stock was going neutral for the first, this is a 10-minute chart, so for the first 20 minutes, and then after that, got on a good trend up. So a little late bloomer, but it did move. Let me remove these lines. And then, lastly, we had there was another stock too that I forgot to mention, but I have to look it up. CTSH was another major move. Started off the day fairly strong, had a nice move at the open, and then sold off. Now all these stocks were on the radar; they're on our watch list. Good morning, Chris. They're all of these stocks are on our watch list, so basically we can find them just by looking at the list. But also some stocks show up outside of those lists that we want to pay attention to as well. Now, pre-market, we can actually see a few stocks that look like they may be going to be stronger at the open. Now, COSM is not a stock I'm recommending. Maybe I should say recommending, but it's not a stock that I think you should be trading now. I have it on our list because I see there's a lot of activity in this stock, so therefore I expect that pretty soon it's going to be in the right price range where we should be trading it, or at least we should have some opportunities to trade it. So right now it's already traded 17 million shares pre-market. It's already moving up 19%. Eventually the stock could get above $1 or so, and that's where we'll start to look for entries. But I also notice here that PDD is up 14.53% pre-market, trading at almost 2.8 million shares. So we know this is a mover, so let's take a look at what's going on. All right, so currently the stock is trading 75 bid, 75.19 bid at 75.26 ask. We can see here on the market depth that there's a decent amount of shares sometimes available on the bid as far as the number of shares. It closed at $65.53 on Friday, so this is a very large leap. And therefore, we're going to be looking at this stock this morning. It will be on our radar. So PDD will definitely be on the radar for today. All right, and we also have let's see, GOEV. Let's see where it's at. Firstly, so this is up 3.54%. So not much. It is trading significant volume, but like, once again, this does not look like it's moving very far. So it's only moved 3 cents since Friday's close. The pre-market volume, although it is significant, is not resulting in a significant move in price, only 3.54%. Given the price of the stock being $1.17 or so, that's a pretty small move in price. All right, so just going through the list here of stocks. Let me just go over COSM for just a second. As I mentioned, this is not a stock that's in the right price range that I would say a day trader should be looking at. I know a lot of people like to trade these very inexpensive stocks by loading up a lot of shares and trying to capture, small move, maybe 5 cents or so. But the thing about doing that is that because those moves are so small, they can easily go either direction. So therefore, what could make you a lot of money if it goes your way could also lose you a lot of money if it goes the wrong way. So I think this needs to be in a higher price range first before we can do anything. But you can kind of see the volatility. So as of right now, or as of Friday, it closed at 43 cents, and as of right now, it's trading at 51. So again, not a big dollar move, but I do think the stock is probably, good morning, is probably going to be on our radar fairly soon if it keeps being active. I just want to keep track of it as it's developing. All right. AXSM is up 17%. The volume's at 500,000 shares, just over. So although that's not the amount of volume that I typically would look for, that I usually want it to be higher, that's still looking like it's going to do something. So let's take a look at AXSM. So currently, stock is trading at a bid of 66.55. It had closed at 56.64 on Friday. So clearly, this is not. Clearly the stock is up quite a bit overnight. So there probably is some news there. See, achieved it right there. They announced they achieved their primary endpoint in accord with phase. Not sure which phase that was. Let's see. Phase 3 trial. Okay, so that's big because it's a phase 3. So most likely this will have some degree of momentum at the open. So we'll keep that on the radar too. Okay, let's slide through the list and see what else we can find. Okay, nothing that really stands out at the moment, other than what we've already seen. Okay, so as far as this list goes, I don't see anything. I mean, Apple always trades in the millions of shares, so that's normal. Okay, so on the list of stocks here, I don't really see a lot that stands out. So I would just say for now, that looks like we found everything that needs to be found. Now, as far as other stocks, sorry, give me 1 second. I don't know why my camera. There we go. That's a little better. All right, so let's look for some other stocks. I do see some pre-market movers, so let me take a look at them. All right, one of the stocks that we're going to look at is Taboola. TBLA is the symbol. Oops, LA. Okay, so this stock currently It closed on Friday at $1.84, it looks like. But it's currently trading 279 bid at 280 ask. So that's a pretty large leap. This is also not a stock that usually trades a lot of volume. So why is it up? Well, there's the headline right there. Yahoo and Taboola enter 30-year commercial agreement developing a leading offering for advisors, publishers, and merchants on the open web. Partnership to generate approximately $1 billion in annual revenue. So there it is. So that moved the stock up tremendously. Now, whether or not that's going to be enough to keep the stock up, that's a different question. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough to sustain the price where it is, but obviously we want this to be on our radar. Now, as far as the tradability of the stock is concerned, I don't see any note if it's easy to borrow or not, or hard to borrow. It doesn't say here, so I guess that's anyone's guess. So whatever the case may be, I'm not sure if this is a hard to borrow stock or not, but if it is, we can't short sell it, but nevertheless, if we can, either direction, there should be some opportunity, both positive and negative for the stock today. Okay, so it may go up, could go down, but it definitely should move today, one way or the other. And that stock, I don't believe, is on my radar from before. As I mentioned, it's not a stock that usually trades very large volume. But now that it is trading significant volume, we need to look at it. So TBLA is now on our list of stocks to follow. Okay. So for those of you with the True Edge platform, make sure that you type the symbol here, press enter, and that's going to drop it into the watch list for your NASDAQ hot list. Okay. I will be removing some symbols from this list periodically because, just because a stock got into the list doesn't mean it needs to stay there. Okay. All right, moving on. Next up, let's see. We already got AXSM. Okay, here's another symbol, not looking like it's ready for us to trade yet, but interesting. TALK, Talkspace. Okay, so as you can see, this is a sub $1 stock. It closed on Friday at somewhere in the neighborhood of 60 cents. As of right now, it's trading 81 bid at 83 ask, but in the overnight session, somewhere in the pre-market or post-market, the stock went to a high of $1.09. So it basically was able to nearly double its value in the pre-market session. So that means that this one has definitely got something going on. Let's see, Talkspace, there it is. Talkspace participated in 5th Annual Evercore ISI Health Conference. Oh, Health Con X Conference, I guess is how you pronounce it. So not in the right price range for what we're looking for. But, still could be something there. So I'll put that in as a stock on this general hot list, but I won't put it as a stock to watch at the open since it's not at the price range that we want. So I just added that in there just so we have it, but it's not something that we're going to be watching since it's still under the price point that we want. All right. So it looks like it might be it as far as that goes. Let's see what else is moving. Okay. All right, don't really see much pre-market at the moment, so let's just take a quick look at what's going on in the overall market. Also, let me do a quick search here on the Madison trading software just to see if anything new has popped up. Look at positive movement. Okay, wow, UCL, uCloud Link. This is not new. We've known about this for a while, but that really took off. Um, there it is. And this is not new to our radar. This has been on that list for quite a while. But man, what happened? They kind of moving like that. I'm assuming there must have been some news. But you guys probably recognize the stock's been on the radar for a while. But I don't remember it being up 80%. I thought it was up maybe 2/3 of that. But anyway, ARDX we know. Let's see where this guy's at now. 184, so basically standing still. Yeah, so these mostly look like, most of these symbols look like the ones we've already found. Clearfield, we know that one. PSNY. Wave Life, I don't know. I know HTOO, that's been Ollie, that's definitely been. This one I'm not sure if that's been on our list before, so let's take a look. Okay, yeah, probably not because it's just rebounding now. Okay, so that one. Um, on the Madison software, you would have to. Well, you have two things you can use. You can use scans or you can use screeners. So for me, I usually use the screener most of the time, but scans are like preset to just find things based on certain specific scoring criteria usually. But there's other things too. Just too much to go through, to be honest. But the screener is usually where I go. I've set these up myself, so I'm just looking at these criteria over here. NASDAQ is the exchange, certain volume range, stock type, price range, exponential moving average. That's actually just momentum, just seeing that it's moving up. And then performance over the last 7 days, I just set a ground, some ground rules that got to be at least 2% up, which is not a lot, but basically I just sort it from the percent change over the last 7 days and see what's moving. Sometimes I spot things this way a lot easier than intraday, believe it or not. Usually intraday, I'll just look for things that are running, but sometimes it's easier just in the pre-market or after hours to look at what's already moved, just to see what the story is and if there's anything left. So this one, only thing I can say is that it doesn't look like an investment grade type of stock. I mean, it looks like something that has some pretty wide possibilities. The lowest target for analysts is $2, the middle is 7, the upper is 17. So it's pretty wide range of estimates. Valuation, I already know it's going to be in red. Looking here, inner circle, definitely some buying coming in, buying versus selling tracking, but other than that, it doesn't look that impressive. So this one, I don't see much that stands out about it. It's just up right now, so this one doesn't look like it's worth thinking about. So for the most part, most of the stocks I've already found before. Obviously I'm looking at this almost every day, so I think we found everything that we need to find. But jumping back, over here to the overall market, I want to look at the calendar. So jumping to Forex Factory, and by the way, I don't know if that answered your question, but hopefully it did. And Tibula, I don't know why that didn't show up yet. That's on the radar for today. So looking at today, FOMC member Bullard and FOMC member Williams will both be speaking today. Maybe they'll say something that has some importance. FOMC members speaking will usually have some degree of impact on the market. So we should have something from that, but this one's going to start in 9 minutes. That one's going to start in about 4 hours. Okay, so Oh, sorry, not 4 hours. Actually, yeah, it is 4 hours. So looking around, nothing much as far as economic data today. As far as the markets are concerned, sorry. Okay. Getting rid of something there. Okay, so looking at the NASDAQ pre-market, let's see what we got. All right, so we are down substantially from where we were on Friday, but we're on the rebound from that downward move. So we might see some buyers coming in at the open. The SPY looks like it's also in the same boat, but less so. So the Nasdaq looks like if the market goes up today, the Nasdaq looks like it's going to be the leader so far in the move up. Russell looks like it'd be in second place. And then the Dow and the SPY are basically in last place. So if we get a market rally today, I would guess that the NASDAQ will be the strongest performer based on what I'm seeing now. So since we're looking at NASDAQ stocks as our focus, then that probably means we're in the right place at the right time. All right, folks, so we got 7 minutes until I got to depart to the coaching room. But for now, doesn't look like there's a huge amount of stocks to look at pre-market. Once the bell rings, we'll see what's what. But as of right now, it does not appear that we're going to have anything else to add to the pre-market radar. But once the market opens, we'll see who's doing what. All right. Excuse me. So I'm going to watch Taboola TBLA at the open. All right. All right, folks. I'll just wait another 6 minutes just to see if anything else comes up, and then if not, we'll just go from there. Correct. December the 1st. That would be the earliest you could start. Obviously, you could start after that, but that would be the earliest start. All right, so again, TBLA, I am convinced will be the stock to watch at the open, and PDD would be a close second place. AXSM is also very active pre-market due to that positive news about their phase 3, but I still think that the stocks that we want to watch will be the ones I mentioned. So TBLA being first place. And then I'll put up on another screen just so we have them visible. AXSM and PDD at the bottom. All right, I'll make these all 5 minutes. 1 week. And then we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, folks, I'm going to jump over to the coaching room. So I'll see you guys there when you log in. And then we'll go from there, okay? Everybody else, if you're not part of the coaching room, be sure to join. Also, be sure to like and subscribe to this channel so that every time new videos released, you guys will get a notification from YouTube. All right? Otherwise, everyone else, I'll see you tomorrow morning for the Premarket Pulse. Take care.